Let's go reasons to think the Niners will lose.
Reasons I think the Niners will lose: the run game. I mean, one thing about the NFL is that it's always week to week. Teams are going to be able to point out what you do badly and to exploit it. That's what it is. It's not about what we do well. It's about what you can't do and what we have that can actually exploit that. The Niners, case in point, just went and traded for the great Khalil Davis, right, from the Houston Texans. For me, that's not really that's kind of burying the lead, in my opinion. The real shocker for me, or the real news to me, was them going after Simmons, the defensive tackle in Tennessee, and offering a first-round pick. That to me says desperation. That to me says that they know there's an issue in that spot, and they need to fill it with a real guy, not just depth, right? So, and if you're looking at me, to look at why the Niners will lose, it'll be Baker extending plays, being gritty, letting him take over the game, and letting a team that doesn't necessarily run the ball develop a run game against you. The Niners still haven't answered that question with being able to stop the run on defense, and they need to. So for me, stopping the run would be a huge thing, because they're not really good, right? As far as weapons are concerned, they've lost Godwin, they've lost Mike Evans, but Cade Otton and that duo of running backs, if you go in there fucking around with them, you will lose, right? Because they're a nasty bunch that'll play 60 minutes.
Here's something else about Tampa I didn't realize. Look at the teams they've beaten this year: Detroit, Philly, Washington, like that. And that's back when they had their receivers, but like the Niners don't have any wins like that. And then look at the games they've lost: Kansas City in overtime, the Ravens, Atlanta twice.
Tough fought games, man.
Yeah, like they're not a pushover.
They're not a pushover
at all.
Yeah,
their quarterback is an MVP candidate, unlike the Niners.
They're a 60-minute team. One thing that I will say about them is that they're going to test the fact if we can close games. That's another thing. Another reason why the Niners might lose is that these guys know how to close games. Even in losses, they take teams to the brink. One thing about the Niners is that even in wins, we show that, like, sometimes we kind of fuck around with the fuck around, bro. Like, necessarily don't know how to close games. Kyle gets a little too cute. We don't do things the right way. This is a team where they play literally down to the bitter end. You look at some of the games that we were even like slotted to win earlier in the season that we lost on. You look at our and you see how we definitely can struggle playing around with the Bucks. This is a team that, in my opinion, they almost beat the Chiefs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're healthy, they beat the Chiefs, right? Not even like all the way healthy. Like, give them one starter. You let them pick one starter, and I think they beat the Chiefs, right?
So, like if they had Mike Evans and not Chris Godwin, I agree.
Exactly. Yeah. Or vice versa. Just give them Chris Godwin. Take out Mike Evans. I think you give them one guy. If they had something else, they beat the Chiefs. So one thing I will say, not to kind of like hijack the topic, but another reason why I think the Niners will win is that just having Christian McCaffrey on the field is going to be a ridiculous morale booster. Like, they are going to play fast. I'm telling you, you think that we've seen this offensive line play hard and this offense move a certain way. Wait till they get Christian McCaffrey on the field. He's really one of their strongest leaders, bro. There's a confidence in playing with, like, the guy, right? Everybody knows who the guy is. Once they get him on the field, there's going to be a little bit of swagger, like, all right, mess with us now. We got our man. And everybody's going to be playing hard to get Christian his yards. So I will say that as well. Not to kind of go back, but I did.
No, it's okay. That's all right. That we forgot that. Then that's like maybe the biggest point, because when we get down to our prediction, I'm probably going to go there. But one more thing before we get there: reasons to think the Niners will lose, because I want to have an exhaustive list. I actually think the Bucs present a tough challenge for the Niners' run defense. I know you don't think of the Bucs running very much, and they do throw to their running backs a lot, but they average 5.1 yards per carry. And it's not just the running backs; it's wide receivers on jet sweeps, It's Baker Mayfield scrambling. This Liam Cohn comes from the Rams. So did Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay had success against the Niners this year. I think it's going to be a very balanced attack. They don't have their wide receivers. You're going to see a lot of runs and jet sweeps and screens. And that's exactly how the Chiefs beat them a couple of weeks ago. So they don't have to take shots. Like, even if they had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, the Niners have Renardo Green and Diamador Lenore. Those are solid matchups for the Niners. But if you can get to Sean Gibson one-on-one or Devondre Campbell one-on-one, you're in business. Or just make the Niners tackle. Just make them tackle. Just make them tackle.
That's sad, but it's the truth. This is a nasty bunch, right? One thing that I will say the Niners will get a reprieve in is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are ranked 23rd in overall special teams. So congratulations. You get somebody that sucks as half as you do. So at least we don't have anybody that's going to embarrass us, right? But I will say is that we're going to kind of like bring all of this rhetoric down into like one singular point. The 49ers offense needs to take advantage of this Tampa Bay defense. That's it. Full stop. We can talk about all of what Tampa Bay brings on offense and the running backs and what Baker Mayfield can do and what Fred Warner and the defense can do. But the real mismatch of this game is our defense. It's our offense against this defense. Right. So it's on Kyle and these boys to get it going.
Like, the Bucs could do like a bend but don't break thing where it's like, all right, we're going to play too deep and you're going to run the ball and get into the red zone a lot, but you don't perform well in the red zone. And we're going to stretch. Like, if the Niners have another one of those games where they're just kicking field goals, they did that against the Cardinals. They lost. So, I think those are the reasons. Now let's make a prediction. I think I know where you're leaning on this one. My dad picked the Bucs. It was bold. But I don't know
Very
how confident
bold, Lowell. Very bold, Lowell.
Yeah, I'm going Niners here. I feel like you said, just the morale boost of having Christian McCaffrey back. I think it's going to be a big deal, assuming he's Christian. So, picking the Niners.
I'm picking the Niners too. I mean, they're coming off rest. This is an anemic defense. They got a lot of injuries. Christian McCaffrey's coming back. You know, honestly, the biggest, I got a sneaky take, and I feel like this is like the disrespect take of the week. Put some respect. Hold on, dog. And I'm going to do this a little bit. On Jauan Jennings' name, dog. We need to put some respect on Jauan Jennings' name. Bro, if Jauan Jennings is able to come back in this game, he will be far and away the reason why we win this game, because he plays at one speed. He is obviously one of the toughest guys that we need on this offense that come back, and he will give a lot of tenacity to what I might say is a very underperforming and young receiving core. So I think Jauan Jennings, man, is the guy.
I agree. And everyone knows, I've never given Jauan any respect. I think I'm his number one hater. Jauan, not good. No, I think he's great. And I think the offense actually will get better as he gets more involved. I think he's earned an increase in targets a long time ago, and he's finally going to get it. And now they have to lean on him, and let's see if he can stay healthy, because that's the one question with him so far.